So it is time for us to upgrade our uniform situation. I spent some time at the uniform supplier's place today, and it got me thinking. What you wear, it says a lot about your business. It says a lot about the way you carry yourself. It has a lot to do with how clients perceive you. So I said, you know what? People are always asking about what kind of shirts we wear, why we wear what we wear. And I'll tell you what, we're gonna do a rundown basically of lawn care uniforms, the benefits, some things that you should look out for whenever you are choosing what is going to work for yourself, your company, your employees. All right guys, and also if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to give the video a thumbs up right now, hit the like button, leave a comment. It goes a long way towards helping out the channel. I'll tell you what, it's a lot of work putting out these videos, and I do appreciate every single like and comment from you guys. First, why do lawn care uniforms, why do they even matter? Again, first, they set the tone, not only in your client's eyes, but they set the tone for yourself personally. I promise if you're not in a lawn care uniform and you put on a bona fide company shirt, you will carry yourself a little bit differently, okay? And this has a trickle effect across your entire organization. So if you got employees and they're not in lawn care uniforms and you're wondering why they don't respect you and there's no like team morale, hey, like literally like step one, assuming like you're not like just a terrible person to work for, get them some quality uniforms, okay? So it really does a lot towards the professionalism and the morale. Lawn care uniforms are not only present your branding to your clients, but they're also very, very functional depending on what market you're in. They can protect you from the sun, the elements, grass stains, overheating, all the things. So like there's a lot of benefits to having a lawn care uniform. I think we all know that, but if you're not in one, just suffice it to say, you need to have a lawn care uniform. Okay, so whenever you are choosing a lawn care uniform, and we're about to be making a switch from yellow, and we're going to talk about that. Whenever you are deciding, there's basically three things. There's the color, which this is probably going to be somewhat of your branding colors. There is the performance, like the actual material that your uniform is made out of, whether that's your shirt or your pants or your socks. Yes, socks are important. And then there's also the function, meaning that do you need cargo pockets on your pants? Like, do you need shirts with air vents on them? Like, all these things come into play whenever you are choosing the uniform that is going to be the best fit for you. So regarding color, this is such a balancing act, and we're getting away from the yellow. There's always this balancing act between getting a shirt that is not super hot in your market, and then having a shirt that actually hides stains really well. I want to show you this really quick. Look at this shirt. So you can see all the stains on that, and that is the thing about yellow shirts, is that they look great for about 1 week. You go and do one mulch job and they're absolutely filthy. So whenever you're deciding on your colors, I realize that everybody wants to have light colored shirts because they're cooler during the summer, but you really kind of need to think through like, hey, what kind of stains is this going to be showing? And that has represented a real problem for us. So therefore, we are actually going to be making a change away from the yellow for our color scheme and going with something that's going to hide stains better, which I'll tell you what that is a little bit later in the video. Okay, next is the type of material. And most of the time, you are going to want a moisture-wicking fabric. And there's all kinds of performance blends to do that. The alternative, of course, is cotton. And while cotton is cool and breathable, if you have sweated in cotton, which we all sweat doing this, it doesn't dry out. Like cotton, it stays wet. So cotton is really, there's much better fabrics, and you're going to want some type of a performance fabric. The next thing is fit and function. And while I'm showing you a short sleeve shirt here, you can see I actually just got done working. And what was I in? A long sleeve shirt. We don't always wear long sleeve shirts, and I don't always wear long sleeve shirts, but during the summer, most time if you see me out working, I am in a long sleeve shirt. Our crew is in a long sleeve shirt. I asked them, hey, whenever I make a uniform order for you, how many short sleeves do you want? How many long sleeves do you want? The crew always wants more long sleeve shirts. And people who don't do this line of work, they don't really understand that. They think, oh my gosh, it's so hot, having long sleeves on. No, it's hot whenever you're burning your skin up because you don't have sun protection on your skin. It makes a tremendous difference whenever you have long sleeves on. So color, material, and then just the functionality of having long sleeves, those are all things that you need to think about. So I would say try to find you a shirt that is consistent with your branding, but err on the side of a darker colored shirt because it's going to hide stains better. Really consider long sleeves, and most people probably need to be in some type of a performance moisture wicking fabric. Okay, regarding pants, I know everybody has their own opinion on this, but I'm gonna share with you my opinion. This is my video, and if you don't like it, you can leave. I'm just kidding, but actually I'm not. But this is my opinion on this. I feel like your crew needs to be in pants. I feel like not only does it look more professional to have your crew in pants, but it just offers a protection for them. And also, I'll tell you what, it helps out with productivity too, because when you've got a good pair of pants, you're not worried about getting blasted from sand and stones whenever you're weed eating, whenever you are using the edger. So the next question is what kind of pants? And you know, I might be in the minority on this. There are some people that say, you know, you can buy these $80 pants online for, I don't subscribe that you need an $80 pair of work pants. I just don't. If you're gonna spend money, you need to spend it on shoes. But let's talk about the type of pants that I enjoy wearing. Number one is just regular old jeans. And some people freak out and say, I cannot believe you're in jeans, it's way too hot. Jeans do not bother me in the least bit. They're heavy enough, so whenever I'm getting pelted with rocks and debris and stuff, it bounces right off. I don't even feel it. The alternative, if I am not in jeans, this is what the majority of people are going to want, is something like this. This is a pair of cargo pants, and here's the thing. You know how much this costs right here? These cargo pants, they cost $27 at Walmart, okay? They're wonderful. Look, here's what they are. They're Wrangler. They're like stretchy, so like they stretch whenever you walk. They're very comfortable. They're lightweight. They also have zippers on the side for carrying your trimmer line, because nobody wants to do the walk of shame whenever they run out of trimmer line back to the truck. We've all been there. But again, I don't subscribe to the fact that you need an $80 pair of work pants. I'm more conservative with that in my clothing choices, I guess. Again, Wrangler, your local Walmart, 27 bucks. These are hard to beat. Look, you can literally go and buy 5 pairs of these for like 120 bucks. Like, you have your entire week's worth of pants for 120 bucks. Like, are you kidding me? And look, if that's too much for you right now and you're looking at just upgrading, hey, next time you go to the grocery store, just buy 1 pair. Just buy 1 or 2 pair. And then, you know, over the course of a month or so, before you know it, you'll have yourself 5 solid pairs of pants. Okay, so we've talked about the top, we've talked about the pants. I've showed you a very budget conscious pant that works well, that I wear like a lot out in the field when I'm not wearing jeans. And then something that gets often overlooked is this right here, is the socks. Now, you can go get the Fruit of the Loom Hanes at Walmart, but you are doing yourself a disservice. So while we want to save a little bit of money on the budget pants, I'll tell you what, our feet are in contact with our boots in the ground all day long. And I promise, if you have not experienced the wonderful difference of merino wool, then you're missing out, okay? Merino wool, it wicks moisture away from your feet. These socks right here, they're padded, they're very comfortable. It makes a tremendous difference. And people hear wool and they think, oh my gosh, it's going to be so hot. I don't want to wear that when I'm working out in the summer. Tell me you've never tried merino wool without telling me you've never tried merino. You need to try these, okay? I learned about these whenever I got into hunting about 10 years ago, and they're literally the only thing that I want to wear is these socks right here. These make a tremendous difference in how comfortable your feet are. Again, they're moisture wicking and they don't stink. That's the main thing. this is definitely the way to go. So we could go down a rabbit hole with like boots and stuff. Everybody has their own idea about what's most comfortable. So like most of the time I'm in a traditional hiking boot like the Timberland Pros, or I will go to just a traditional, just contractor's type boot. Something very, very simple. That's what I'm in most of the time. Now, occasionally I will put on some tennis shoes, but my point being is that shoes are more of a personal choice. This video is more about the actual uniform aspect of it. So what are we switching to? We are switching to a green color. I think that's going to go very nice with our logo and our branding. And furthermore, we're actually going back to a collared shirt. If you remember early on in my YouTube days, you probably could go back and see some videos of us in a blue collared shirt. The crews at that time seemed to really enjoy the collared shirt. It was kind of like a little feather in our cap. I had the idea we would just go to something more comfortable with like a regular t-shirt style work shirt. But I've been kind of bouncing ideas off the crew, and they're like, yeah, I think we would like to go back to the collared shirt. And I'm on board. I am totally on board with the collared shirt. I think is a great look. But there is a key to doing the collared shirt correctly. The brand that we use is called Sport Tech. Now, my local uniform supplier, she is great. They sell all kinds of different shirts, but Sport Tech is very, very common for uniform. Your local uniform supplier just about guaranteed has access to Sport Tech. Again, Sport Tech, it is a moisture wicking material. A lot of the collared shirts, they have like vents down in the armpit area to help with cool down. But again, we're using a collared shirt. It is going to be a green color, kind of like a forest green color. And again, I think that's going to hide stains much better. And then maybe just kick up the professionalism look a little bit for us with the collared shirt. So for pants, again, I don't care what our crew wears. I don't care if they're in jeans or if they're in cargo pants. So as long as they're not in some like neon pink pants, we're okay there. And can I get an amen that we don't need to see any lawn care providers out there in neon pink pants? Look, uniforms are not just about showing up clean. They actually affect how you work every single day. What color are you guys rocking right now? What color do you think works best for lawn care? And are you going to like the new green color of Florida Turf Pros? Or should we have stuck with the yellow? I don't know. Drop a comment and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. It goes a long way towards promoting the content and just getting it out there for everybody else to enjoy it. Also, if you want to see what it's like to actually run a real lawn business as a solo operator or a small operator day to day, check out this video right here. This is a recent video we did where I showed us out working. You guys take care. I will see you in the next one. All right, guys, and also if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to give the video a thumbs up right now, hit the like button, leave a comment. It goes a long way towards helping out the channel. I'll tell you what, it's a lot of work putting out these videos, and I do appreciate every single like and comment from you guys.